and it involves hearts. So a couple of things you'll need is paper. I have heart tracers that I made for you guys, so I will pass those out to every person, and a pencil, and you might want a ruler. You don't necessarily need a ruler, but it is helpful. A red Sharpie and some colored pencils of whatever colors you like. Okay, so this project is going to be all about conversation hearts, the candy. So if you've ever seen those hearts that have the cute little messages on, that's what we're going to create today. And we're going to make them look 3D. Okay, so what I want you to do is first, let me put my name on the back. Okay, and then flip it over, and I want you to trace a bunch of these hearts. Some of them can stay on the paper in the middle, and then also make your art interesting and have art that goes off the paper. Okay, so maybe I'll only put like a little part of this one on my paper. Okay, let's see. I want them in kind of different directions because I want it to look like candy was just kind of like thrown on the table, and then they just kind of land wherever they land. So very kind of a natural look. Maybe this one I'll have down here, and maybe I should do an upside down one because they wouldn't all land the right way. Let's see, I'll do one like that. And then I'm not sure if you can see my whole paper, but I'm missing a little something over here. It's kind of blank. So I'm going to do a part of a heart right there, like that. Okay, so I've got it pretty well filled up. And they're all kind of different angles, all of that. So now we're going to make or draw the 3D part of our heart. So when you make things 3D, instead of becoming flat, you need to show that they have height, width, and depth, okay? And so with this one, we are going to make the edges of the conversation hearts, okay? Now, a good trick to doing that is, I'm gonna use a ruler to show you all, is make the hearts, the 3D part, the angle coming off of your hearts, all the same direction and the same angle so that that angle is parallel to each other. So watch what I mean by that. Okay, so I start at the tip of this heart, and I'm going to draw just a short line because these hearts, the candy hearts, are not, super high. They're actually really little. And then this angle right here, you would also see this edge all the way until it starts to kind of turn the corner right here. And then visually you can't see it with your eye anymore. So I'm going to keep my ruler like that. I match it up with that angle. Then I'm just going to slide it on down here to the very edge of that heart. I'm keeping the angle, and I'm going to try to draw that line about the same length if I can. Then follow, I'm going to use the word parallel a lot. Follow the edge of your heart and keeping it parallel even when you start to make that curve of your heart. Okay, like that. And now you have the edge to make it look like it's 3D. Now, you're going to need a little bit right here too. So don't change the angle. Keep it like that. And then go up here and just draw a little bit of the candy heart where you could see it probably if it were going up off your paper. Okay, now let me do it again. So now I have this heart done. We can't see this side of the heart because it's visually on the other side. Okay, so you have to kind of think about real life when you look at 3D objects. I can see this side because it's facing me. I can't see that side. It's away from me. The person maybe across from me could see that side. Okay, so let me go on this heart, and I'm going to kind of look at this angle right here and try to just like slide my ruler down to the tip, and I'm going to make that angle on that one too. So this angle, this angle, this angle, they are all the same. Now I'm going to go keep that angle, go down to the very, like the farthest little curve of my heart, and I'm going to draw that angle. Okay, and I'm gonna try to keep it the same length as this one. I went a little too long, so I'll erase a little bit, and then I am going to follow the edge of my candy heart, keeping all of these lines parallel. Okay, let's see. Now, if you look at this and you're like, oh, I think I could maybe see, because this heart was more tipped like that, but this heart right here is a little more straight. So I feel like, I was just kind of looking with my eye, use really light sketchy lines and try to just kind of put a little edge on there and see if it looks right. Does it look right? I don't think it does. It just made it look kind of weird. So when you draw really lightly like I did, I hope you guys can see this in my demo because I like to draw softly. That way I can erase, okay? Do feel like you could maybe see a little bit though. That I just got a little carried away. I made it too big, but like that. Okay, now I'm going to move to the other hearts and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use that same angle, have it coming from the tip over there, maybe a little here, a little bit here, and I'm going to do that on all of my hearts. Now, on this one, I want to show you kind of a weird one. This angle needs to come from this point of my heart because it's where you turn the corner, and then you are going to, because this is the edge you see on this one, go like that, keep it parallel, and keep it parallel, but when it touches another shape, remember you can't see it. Sorry, I made it too thick and it was bothering me. So I'll just erase the lines I don't want. Okay, so now, I don't have this all drawn, but I don't want to take up all of your time. So I'm going to show you the next step, but finish drawing your edges, keeping the same angle throughout your whole work of art, okay? Do that with pencil. Then I suggest, oh, actually I'm going to keep my pencil. I suggest coming up with some cute little phrases to write on the front of your hearts before we shade these with colored pencil. This is where that red Sharpie comes in. But do it with pencil first so that you, if you make a mistake, you don't have to erase all this beautiful stuff that you just worked so hard on. Okay, so let me just take, I'll do Be Mine because I see that on a lot of that candy heart. And let's do all capital letters. Okay, so really simple. B-M-I-N-E. Okay, and if you want to use the ruler, you totally could. If you're like, oh, my words are getting all crooked, you can put a ruler on there and kind of hold it across the heart and then write your all caps phrase that you want to put on there, okay? Then put your pencil aside once you have all of your words on there. Use your red Sharpie, and I want you to trace over your words, okay? So I'm going to do this one. And I'll put the red Sharpies up front for you all. Okay, and go over all of your words. I only am going to do one for you guys, otherwise this video is going to get way too long. So trace over all your words, whatever your little phrases are on your conversation hearts with the red Sharpie, because they are actually printed in red if you look at the candy. Then pick a color that you really like. Maybe I'll shade this one. I'll do it in red so that maybe it would show up better in my video. Okay, you're gonna trace, or well, not trace, you're gonna color these in with colored pencil. And I will tell you, the top of your candy hearts are going to be a medium value. So you're just gonna color this whole heart in, not pushing too hard, but not pushing so soft that you can't see it. So you're going to color that in really nice and solid, okay? And I'll probably, this is going to take me a little time. I'll probably work on this a little more when the camera is off. And then I'll have this done by the time you all are in my class to see it, okay? Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to work on this part. The side part, because it's not directly in the light, our light source is coming from above, we're going to have to shade this. And so how this is going to work is you are going to shade this side darker, so a darker value than this medium up here. You don't have to push super, super hard so that it looks solid. You could still see a little bit of the white paper peeking through, but definitely make it a darker value. And then as I start to come forward and I get to the part really close to me, I am going to make that part a little bit lighter. And I like to shade in one direction, so I'm not going to change my pencil. I'm going to keep my pencil going parallel to the edges of my heart. So keeping it parallel, pushing harder, because I know this value is going to be over here. Making it pretty dark. And then I do want it to look a little rounded. So I'm going to lighten up on my pressure. Like that. So that it will have more of a rounded kind of look. And then you can tell this is the side, this will be the top because it will be solid medium value. This will be darker, and so I will also trace this side darker as well. Okay, and do that on all of your hearts. And then I will have my example done too, which will help, and I'll put that on the board so you guys can see this. Okay, so we are going to work on 3D conversation hearts today. If you have any questions, just raise your hand. I'll come around and help you guys if you're kind of having questions about the angles of these hearts and the edges, because it can be a little bit tricky. All right, you guys, good luck. I can't wait to see these.